Hi, it's Amy Lewis from the KFBK Morning News with Brandon Haefele from Catalyst Mortgage. Okay, so we're talking about after your loan has closed and you're looking forward to your new home and you're moving in, or you've got a refi done. What happens to the loan? It actually gets sold, and it could get sold more than once, right?
Well, yes. and when I say that, it's one of those things that people don't realize that when you actually obtain a mortgage, the servicer doesn't usually own your loan.
Yeah.
It's usually Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, FHA, VA, USDA, and so on.
Mm-hmm.
Behind the scenes, they're the actual owners of the loan. The servicer, however, can change. For instance, if you close with a bank, it could be sold to another bank. Or if you close with an independent mortgage lender, it could be sold to a bank. For the servicing can be sold. Now, to explain that a little bit, servicing as a whole, when a consumer makes a payment, it gets serviced, forwarded on to Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac.
Yeah.
But the servicer actually makes a premium to service your loan, to collect the payments and make sure that you're making them on time, payoffs, and so on. So the servicer can sell the servicing rights to different servicers over the life of the loan.
It's a lot of servicers.
A lot of services are servicers. Yes,
Okay,
exactly.
but this is the thing, and I think it's really important for people to know, because if you do business with Catalyst Mortgage,
Mm-hmm.
and you get your first loan payment information and it doesn't say Catalyst Mortgage on it, don't freak out.
Exactly. A lot of companies, just like us, we might hold the loan, we might end up servicing it, or might end up selling the loan. But what's important for a consumer to realize that no matter who your loan is with, once you've signed those final loan documents, the terms cannot change. You're not going to all of a sudden, people have a fear of, oh, well, if you're going to sell my loan, can the payment change? Well, no, the payment can't change.
Right.
Everything is the agreed upon terms, 30-year fixed, 3.5, whatever the rate might be, and so on. It's all going to be the same.
Yeah.
It's who's just going to collect the payments, from you, and then, of course, forward them through to the end user.
And I know with you guys, the numbers are the same from the beginning to the end. They will not change.
Yeah.
Total transparency. Let's talk about, first of all, describe for folks what is an escrow account, and then what happens to my escrow account.
So an escrow account is held for, essentially it's we'll call it a mini savings account.
Yeah.
For your taxes and insurance, potentially mortgage insurance, that the lender will hold on your behalf, and then when those bills come due, they will go ahead and disperse them out. I'm a fan, especially for first-time home buyers, of having an impound account and or an escrow account.
Okay.
Because really it makes it to where you don't have to deal with saving money on the side for those payments, and then when those tax bills come due or your homeowner's insurance comes due, then you have to pay it. It's easier just to let the investor do it, or let the servicer do it,
Mm-hmm.
to where then that way they can go ahead and take care of it. You don't have to deal with it.
So how long is that process? I mean, is it
It's set up,
continually?
yeah, it's a continuous thing. So once
Okay.
it's set up in the beginning, you're good to go. Now, I do believe that investors that are, let's say, purchasing a duplex or an investment home, I'd say in some cases not having an impound account is a good alternative.
Yeah.
Because if, let's say, 1 month you're not going to have a rent payment, well, you don't want to have to still pay out a bigger amount, because you're going to have to keep making that payment even though you're not collecting rents.
Yeah.
So it might be okay in that case not to have it if you're, an investor or something for an investment property. But traditionally, I'm always a proponent of having an impound account.
Okay, so last question,
Mm-hmm.
and it's I don't know, it's a 18-parter. No. So let's say that I've closed escrow and with Catalyst Mortgage.
Okay.
My paperwork came back with a different name on it. If I have a problem or a question, who do I go to? Do I go to you or whoever serviced my loan, or do I go to the person who holds my loan now?
I think that's a great question. I think you should be able to go to both. It doesn't matter what lender you work with. If they are a lender that sells your loan at any time, you should always be able to have that person to still be able to depend on
Yeah.
with questions or concerns. And that's
Because
why
I've called you a lot.
exactly, and exactly, and your loan
Yeah.
did end up getting sold. And so, I really believe that when you work with the lender up front, and this goes into what we've talked about, for months and months, picking your lender up front and
Yeah.
knowing the relationship you're going to have with them and making sure you have that connection is so important.
Absolutely.
That they are going to be a resource, not just when you close the loan, but past, when your loan is sold, or let's say 4 or 5 years down the road. So like if you had a question, of course, I would say, give them a call, and if there's an issue, give me a call, and I will step in, and we will step in as as your originating lender.
Yeah.
We'll work with them and try to get that resolved.
And
for you.
don't be afraid to ask a question.
Absolutely.
Like you
Never.
say, there are no stupid questions, there are
not.
no silly questions. With regard to that, if you do have a question, go to Catalyst Mortgage Facebook page and post it, and then we can address it.
Absolutely.
Right? So go to Catalyst Mortgage Facebook page, or really go online to catalystmortgage.com, but go to Catalyst Mortgage Facebook page. And then we have the Catalyst Report that airs on Monday mornings from 7 to 8 on KFBK, of course, on our morning show. And they can call you where?
916-287-7777.
Got it, 916-287-7777, or online at catalystmortgage.com or Catalyst Mortgage Facebook page.